When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's Group Therapy on 99.7 DJX.
Jennifer sent us a message. Hey, Ben and Kelly, been dating my boyfriend for over 3 years. He's 31. Mm-hmm. We hit it off almost immediately and have been exclusive since the beginning. Mm-hmm. He's kind, considerate, loving, very funny. We have the best time together. We get along with each other's friends, all that. Mm-hmm. We've talked about the future, and he always makes it seem like he sees us together. All of this sounds fabulous.
Yep.
But I have no engagement ring, and he's never made me feel like there will be. Ooh. I'm kind of tired of waiting for him to make a commitment. Neither one of us has been married before. And I feel like if this hasn't happened yet, it's never going to happen. Mm. And I'm ready to lay down an ultimatum. Like, if I don't get a ring this Valentine's Day, we're over. What do you think? Do you think that's going to work? Do ultimatums ever work?
What do you think? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, Jennifer, look, I don't think ultimatums work. Or if they do, it's temporary.
Yeah, I think especially when you put a timestamp on it, like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's going to be the best way to go about it. But if you just, I think, bring up the conversation, just say, hey, where do you see us 5 years down the line? And, open the conversation, because I don't know if it doesn't sound like she's ever actually directly confronted him about it.
It doesn't. It sounds like one of those things in her mind, and this is probably something that she has been thinking about since she was little, where
of course.
It's like, I'm going to date a guy, and and after 2 or 3 years we're going to know and get engaged, and then at 3 years or 4 years we're going to be married. Like, yes. She probably has this in her brain and has been thinking about it for a long time, but you know what? Like, she hasn't said anything to anyone. And
exactly. Well, but I 1,000% understand where she's coming from, because she wants him to come up with that idea on his own.
Right.
Because then it will, let her know that she didn't plant that idea in his head, that he wants that as much as she does.
How does she go about, I guess, letting him know without letting him know? Does that make sense?
Mike says it's 2023. Why can't she propose to him?
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, but I think, there's still that tradition. A lot of women, we want to be proposed to.
Okay.
It's, kind of the fairy tale romance. Sure, it's stereotypical, but I know, I loved the way that I was proposed to. And I think every girl kind of wants that story.
Yeah, Becky kind of piggybacks on what Mike said. Why does he have to be the one to propose? If she wants to get married, she should think about proposing to him. I did, and it meant more to him because he got to show off the ring. We're getting married this fall.
Wow. Well, okay.
That's kind of cool,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe she goes and picks out her own engagement ring and it's just like, gosh. Look what I bought. What do you think?
Isn't this ring pretty?
It would be really pretty in a church.
All right. 502-571-9970 is our number. It's Group Therapy. If you've got a comment on this, or if this is something that you've actually done where you kind of like prodded your boyfriend, he proposed, and you're good, or whatever happened after that, maybe that experience from your life could help in this situation.
How could you gently nudge him to get on the same page timeline-wise as you?
Yeah. Or if you've got a huge warning that's like, no, this is what happened to me. Don't. 502-571-9970. It's right in the middle of Group Therapy where, you know what, Jennifer, she's been dating her boyfriend for about 3 years, thinks he's amazing, all that. They've talked about the future. He always seems like they're going to be together in the future, but no engagement ring. So she's thinking of giving him until Valentine's Day to propose, or she's out.
Elise is like, no offense, that's literally a horrible idea. Just talk to him about it. no way to go about it without letting him know, just to be honest. But the whole deadline, not good.
Hey, Shelby.
She needs to communicate. So many couples do not talk to each other. And I was in a similar situation years ago. I was with a guy for going on 4 years. And we never talked. And he, when I brought it up, you just have to check in occasionally with your partner. And if you ever are questioning, how they feel about you or what's the next step, you just have to be able to communicate. And I don't know if maybe she can't communicate with him or feels like she doesn't know how to address it, but she should just bring it up. Just, ask him, where do you see us in 5 years, and just explain where her head's at. Women, we tend to get in our own head and we tend to overthink, we overanalyze, and you just have to clear the air. And, she may feel like, and I've been, like I said, in that situation before where I was in a relationship and also if he wanted to, he would, I don't know if she said their ages, but I was 28 and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to find anybody else.
Right.
And after that relationship ended, I met my husband 2 months later, and within a year we were engaged. So I'm just saying, you just have to communicate. So many couples don't talk to each other, don't communicate, and they just make assumptions, and then it turns into this whole big thing. So if she just honestly talks with him, I think she'll get her answer.
I think guys can get really comfortable. Guys can get comfortable, and they don't feel like they need to, bring that up.
Absolutely, right. So she's probably thinking, oh, she's not saying anything, so she's fine with where we're at.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to kind of, like I said, just bring it up. And if she's afraid her feelings are going to get hurt, then she just needs to prepare for that.
Yeah.
And, go from there.
I was going to say that could be a tough conversation to have. Shelby, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Hey, June.
Hey, so back whenever I met my husband, he was like, he's like, I'm never getting married again. It's not happening. I was like, okay, bet. That's fine. So I proposed to him 5 years ago. Okay, you think you're not getting married again, but I know we're getting married.
Right.
So I was like, so I proposed to him. I took him down to play, and we had a big old night with him and his friends, and I surprised him on the stage, and we proposed on the stage.
Oh, wow. So maybe you're saying, June, maybe Jennifer's boyfriend just doesn't know what's good for him yet.
I don't know. You remember that old saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? Well, if it's worth it, then you better squeeze it and go put that ring on it.
All right. June, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, bye-bye. Hey, Andrew, the Love Doctor.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, so what's your take on this?
Well, what Shelby said. I mean, damn. Yeah, she's got it all right, basically. She's got to have a communication. There's a communication issue with him. Just have a conversation with him. 3 years in, your communication skills should be spot on with him. And Kelly, and you're going to hate it, Ben. Kelly's kind of right. Men get comfortable, and we think things. Yeah, we just think things are great. So why should we bring it up?
Right.
He's thought about it, I'm sure, but he's comfortable the way things are going. If they're great, don't rock the boat, right?
Yes.
All she has to do is talk to him, and then plant the bug in his ear. Don't go about it in a roundabout way. Just communicate straightforward what her desires are, and he should be able to do the same to her.
If she wants kids someday, they need to talk
Absolutely.
About that too.
And at 3 years in, you should have been talking about that probably, I'm going to say probably 6 months to a year ago.
Yeah.
If you're really serious with each other.
Yeah.
Again, Shelby's right. People do not communicate. It's easy, guys. People make it hard. Relationships are easy. I promise you.
Andrew, the Love Doctor, thank you so much.
Keep on loving, guys.
All right, and then, Greg, you said an ultimatum actually worked on you.
It did. I was given an ultimatum of Valentine's Day after dating for about 7 years, and it was a tremendous scramble, but I knew she was the one, so I had to go buy a ring. I had to go talk to her dad, and this is all during finals in college. So,
Greg, this hit a little close to you, didn't it?
It did.
Did you feel attacked?
I felt like I really needed a call this morning.
Well, I'm glad you did. 7 years, I get it. But you were still in college?
Still in college. We were still had 2 years of college left, so I felt like, man, what a terrible time. And it was a scramble.
Yeah.
But if you know they're the one, then you've got to make it happen. And I understand 7 years is a long time, but guys do get comfortable.
Yeah. All right. So it worked
I get
for
it,
you.
but you were also in college still, so there is something to be said about age, too. Now, the situation here we're talking about, he's 31, so they should be ready.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And sometimes all you need is that push.
All right.
So I'd say go for it. Give them an ultimatum, and what do you have to lose?
All right, Greg.
100%.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, see you, man.
I love it, Greg. That's great.
I like everybody is saying no ultimatum. Then Greg rolls in and says, "Yep, I actually was given an ultimatum
for me.
for Valentine's Day, and we're still married." So
Made it happen. Julie said, though, no ultimatum. Tell him getting married is something you want to do. Ask him if he wants the same thing. If he says yes, then you can ask him if he sees you as that person. Asking those hard questions will get you the answers. You have to be ready for it, though.
Okay.
If he says no all around, then you need to stop wasting your time on him. He's just a placeholder, not the real one.
All right. Well, there's a lot to chew on there, Jennifer, and hopefully you got some good, I guess, guidance.
Yeah, Lisa does roll in, though, with one other sage piece of advice. Don't get engaged or married on a holiday. If it doesn't work out, you've ruined a perfectly good day.
This is true.
That's a good point.
This is true. All right, Jennifer, thank you. Keep us posted. Good luck. I would say the majority of us are saying maybe an ultimatum is not the way to go, but...
No, but start the conversation. You
Yeah,
do need
exactly.
to know, like, if he sees you as, you know, his future, as you feel like he does, you just got to make sure that you talk about it, lay it all out, and that you're on the same page.